What up, what up, what up? It's your boy, Cardinal Red. And we back for some more of that Ali Land boxing talk, people. And today we talking boxing, a dying sport, my blow by blow. I just wanted to touch on this topic, man. It seems like boxing is kind of declining in fanfare and all around activity. And I feel like even the boxers have gotten in on the whole killing off of the sport, as far as the whole A side B side thing, the whole guys avoiding certain fighters so their careers and their fan bases get to flourish, which is not a bad thing, but it's hurt the sport as far as fanfare, like actual, to me, fanfare. Like, when I look at Floyd Mayweather's career at this point and what he could mean to the sport of boxing, uh, it's kind of sad what he's doing as far as, taking these weird little sparring sessions. And because my whole thing is this, I feel like there's so many great boxers out there whose careers are over now, but they still want to be involved in the sport. And him taking the Shin fight was like kind of a slap in the face. It's like, I'm gonna go make money, and I'm gonna not even actually make money, but take money from fans without giving them anything. You know, to me, what was great about boxing in the 90s, and I hate to say it like this, but it's the truth. Uh, when a person gives a part of themselves to something, it makes you feel good as a fan. And I hate to say it like that, but when a boxer goes in the ring and he puts it all on the line, and he might get his head busted open, and he might get a big contusion on his face, but at the end of the fight, he's still smiling. And that lets you know he did it for the fans. It wasn't for this big pile of money he's going to get once he recovers from his injuries. It wasn't for the belt he might obtain. It wasn't for the women he's going to obviously get. But when he looked at the crowd, the look on their faces made him react with a smile. Whether he has a bulge coming out the side of his head, whether one of his eyes is hanging out. These guys that give a piece of themselves for the sport are more respectable and commendable to me than guys like Floyd Mayweather. When you're only doing it for money, and not only doing it for money, but for selfish money reasons. Like, you're already rich. You was rich 10 years ago. At what point do you start doing it for the people that are making you rich? At what point do you say there's a garbage man out there that, excuse my French, but shovels all day long? He shovels all day long to make money to go buy your tickets. And the best you could give him is a fake fight. And I'm going to call it what it is, because that's what it was. It was a fake fight. And the people who spent their money on it, and the people who paid them for that, you're a slap in the face to boxing. Because you're supporting something that is killing the sport that you say you love. I love this sport. You can watch me participate within the sport. I started this boxing talk thing because I'm not the type of person who's just going to rant and rave about something and not be involved in it, man. Because anybody can rant and rave. There's a million people on YouTube that sit around ranting and raving about any and everything in the world, screaming at the camera. And, people find that entertaining. It makes me laugh, man, that people actually find this entertaining in 2019, where we're the smartest we've ever been. The technology is as high as it's ever been. And the best we can do for entertainment is watching somebody scream at a camera. And it's kind of like what Floyd Mayweather does in boxing. He puts on these charades, and it's basically him screaming at the fans that he wants your money and not to entertain you. And I use that word a lot because I pay you to entertain me. I don't pay you to be a clown. I don't pay you for fake fights. I'm not paying you because I want to watch you live a lavish lifestyle. I'm paying you to be entertained. And I feel like as a boxing fan, every time I watch Floyd Mayweather, I'm getting smacked in the face. And I ain't the type of person like get smacked. Man, anybody, I don't care who you are, I'm going to smack you back. So, for me not to be able to smack him back, it really gets to me as a fan. You know, because he's slapping me in the face repeatedly with these silly fights and this ish he's shoveling. Well, there's some guy out there who's literally shoveling ish so he can enjoy you. And you couldn't care less about that person. It's a shame, and it makes me sick as a boxing fan. And I hate to beat up on Floyd Mayweather, but you ruined boxing for a lot of people. And not because of some Manny Pacquiao fight. Not because, you command so much money and I'm some hater. But because you've taught boxers, professional athletes, to love money more than they love to smile back at the crowd. You know, a fighter who, like I just said, who's willing to give you a piece of themselves and smile with a bulge out of their head, I can respect every day. But people like Floyd Mayweather, I have no respect for. I have no respect for Floyd Mayweather. I have no respect for what he's done to the sport. I have no respect for people who love money more than they love the people who provide you with that lifestyle. You don't even, it's like you don't even, I spoke about this in another video. It's almost like they don't even see the fan anymore. It's like the fan's kind of invisible. And when they start to notice that the money's going away is when they start to try to get back up with the fans. It's kind of like what Floyd Mayweather just did. He wanted some extra money. What did he do? He met Pacquiao in Japan and he put on a charade about a fake fight. And he built up fanfare for his upcoming fake fight, which I'm pretty sure he already had planned out. And he got $10 million for doing nothing. And as a boxing fan, it's starting to make me sick, you know. And I don't blame a lot of people for leaving boxing and going to MMA. The only thing I don't like about MMA is that the fights don't last. And it's not really, I don't feel like there's a lot of skill involved in mixed martial arts. Not mixed martial arts, the art, but mixed martial arts, MMA, the entertainment that's on TV. There's not a lot of skill involved in that. There's a lot of guys who know how to do a lot of stuff with mixed martial arts and wrestling, and they can blend it all together. But in a 3-round, almost no holds barred fight, there's not a lot of style in that. Boxing is style based. It's really like you like people because you like that style. You like this guy because of his offensive style. You like this guy because of his defensive style. MMA, you kind of like a guy. Maybe I'm just not into the sport enough, but to me, you kind of like a guy who would just get in there and get it over with real fast. Knockouts are the thing in MMA. Me as a real boxing fan, I'm into every aspect of boxing. I'm not just into guys like Pacquiao in the offense, or guys like Mayweather in the defense, or guys who use all around boxing skills. I like it all, but I favor certain personalities because just look, like I said, what Floyd Mayweather has done to the sport of boxing. Compare that to what Manny Pacquiao has done for the sport of boxing. Even compare that to what Mike Tyson did for the sport of boxing. You know, Mike Tyson gave a huge part of himself for the sport of boxing, and as an older gentleman, he's not really getting, I feel like, what he deserves in return for the pieces of himself that he gave to the sport. You know, Muhammad Ali gave a tremendous amount to the sport of boxing, but Muhammad Ali was able to receive all the accolades that he deserved. You know, and I'm just hoping guys like Mike Tyson, guys like Pacquiao, guys like Diego Corrales, guys like I'm gonna miss a lot of people too. Eric Morales, you know, we can't forget these guys gave memorable fights. And when I look at Mayweather's career, I just don't see a lot of memorable fights. And when I look at these new guys and their careers, even a lot of the up and comers, it's not a lot of memorable moments within these guys' careers. Some of these guys already have 30 and 40 fights, but there's no memorable moments within their careers. You know, there are no fights that are legendary yet. We have to go back to the mid Mayweather Pacquiao days, like the early 2000s, to remember legendary fights. And I want boxing to go in a direction, to wrap this up, man, I don't want to ramble on too long, of legendary fights once again. I don't want to keep promoting just do it for the money. You know, because that sends the wrong message to young people, man. If you're going to do everything for the money, you know, that leads to chaos. Because nobody's doing it for passion. Nobody's doing it for love. Nobody's doing it because they would do it for free. You know, when I started out doing YouTube, I was doing all this stuff for free. You know, I did 300 something videos. Even though I was monetized at first, I didn't know what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? So I got demonetized. And I had to go through the whole 4,000 watch hours, just like everybody else had to go through the whole 4,000 watch hours. And I did it in 5 months. And in a way, I was mad at YouTube because I felt like they were coming down on me. And, you know, you already monetized me. How are you going to take something from me that I earned? I felt like it. But when I look back on it, when I started my YouTube channel, I was just going fishing and posting stuff while I was fishing. I didn't even put no tags on it. I didn't put a description with it. And I was getting 1,000 views. So I felt like I earned that. Like, you know, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I earned this. But when I think about it, I ain't earned nothing because there were people already out here who were laying down real groundwork. They were doing tags, titles, descriptions for their videos. They were putting in multiple hours of editing work. And for me to just go fishing and post a video and get 1,000 views is really not fair to the people who are actually putting the real work in, who are doing tag research and all this type of stuff. And so I feel like when I compare how I was acting to how these boxers act, you know, feeling like they deserve it now. You know, I got $100 million, so I deserve another $100 million. But you ain't do nothing to get that $100 million. You ain't do nothing to get that $100 million. All your fights are boring. Anybody gonna go back and watch your catalog ever. And the only people who watch your catalog are black people. I'm gonna keep it 100 on this one. Are black people that want your lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? That ends in the hood. They see you on TV talking crazy, flashing your little money around, and trying to be super duper man because you got it. And that's the life that they want. You know what I'm saying? They want to emulate that. And that's just how black people are. We're the masters of emulation. We can take anything and make it 20 times better than what you did with it. So I just feel like Mayweather and guys like Mayweather are destroying the sport I love. You know, the sport I decided to be involved with. I play more basketball than I do anything in boxing. So I hate where it's going, man. I really hate where it's going. I just wanted to go back to legendary fights, man. Fights that you're going to remember. These fights were on pay-per-view for a reason. You know, they giving this crap away now. They got It's a reason they giving this crap away, because even the promoters know it's garbage. And the only way they can sell this stuff is now to give it away, because the fighters don't care, the fans don't care, they're not demanding anything, and if they're gonna pay for it, just give them anything. You know what I'm saying? Just give them anything, man. And we shouldn't live like that, man. We shouldn't live our I'll take anything lifestyle, man. There should be standards to everything. And I feel like all the standards in boxing are gone. There are no standards in boxing no more. And to end off, man, like I said, man, when I started YouTube, and I felt like that I deserved something, but I don't feel like I deserve anything anymore, because I've had to put some hard work in, man, to get where I'm at right now. I appreciate everybody who's been involved with my channel. I've done a lot of legwork to get where I'm at, man. And if I can help anybody, I'm willing to help. I don't know how long I can sustain myself. YouTube's it's expensive. It's not really expensive, but it's a time-consuming game, and it can be extremely lucrative if you figure out the system. But it's hard, man. I would tell people not to give up, man, and don't do anything for money, because like I said, when you're doing something because you love it, at the end of the day, it's gonna pay off. But when you're doing something just to take something from somebody, it's gonna come back and bite you in the butt, man, for real. And look at Mayweather's career now, and look at Pacquiao's career. Whose career is getting bitten in the butt right now? You know what I'm saying? That's Ali Land Boxing Talk for now, man. This has been Boxing, a Dying Sport, My Blow, Black Blow. I might turn this into a series. Hit that like button for me if you appreciate it. Please subscribe. If you know any homeless people, man, I always say this for all the new viewers. It's cold outside, man. It's really cold outside. And 1 minute of your life, and some leftovers could really turn a life around, man. You don't know who you're helping, who these people were, and how they got there. So if you can give 1 minute of your life to change your life, man, please do. If you ain't got nothing else to tell them about, man, just tell them about boxing. Ali Land Boxing Talk, Cardinal Red, we at it.